What if the US government decided to create its own cryptocurrency reserve? Imagine how that could completely shift the landscape for Bitcoin and altcoins. It sounds like something out of a futuristic economy, right? But what if I told you that it's not just a far-off idea, it's something that could change the crypto game forever? Stick with me because this idea might just be the turning point the entire market needs. Cryptocurrencies have been around for over a decade, and despite all the volatility, they've shown incredible staying power. Bitcoin, the granddaddy of them all, has fought through ups and downs, yet still remains a beacon for financial freedom. And then there's the growing ecosystem of altcoins, each one with its unique features, competing for a slice of the digital currency pie. But there's one question that still looms over everything. Could the government, specifically the US, step in and shake things up? What if the US created a cryptocurrency reserve of its own? And how would that affect Bitcoin and the altcoin market? Let's dive into why this could change everything. Let's first talk about what a US cryptocurrency reserve would actually mean. In simple terms, it would be a centralized digital currency or collection of digital assets backed by the US government. Think of it as a new form of the US dollar, but it's all digital and decentralized in nature, built on blockchain technology. We already know that central banks around the world are looking into creating their own central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. China has already launched its digital yuan, and other countries like the European Union and the UK are exploring their options. The US isn't far behind, and the idea of a US cryptocurrency reserve is gaining traction. But why should you care? If the US creates this cryptocurrency reserve, it could set off a domino effect in the market. Here's why. First, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are often seen as an alternative to traditional government-backed currencies. Bitcoin's appeal has always been that it operates independently of central banks. It's decentralized and outside the influence of any one government. But what happens when the government steps in with its own digital currency? The introduction of a US cryptocurrency reserve could potentially challenge Bitcoin's status as the leading digital asset. Think about it. If the US government creates a highly secure government-backed digital currency, it could offer citizens an easier, safer way to hold and use digital assets, especially when compared to the volatility of Bitcoin. Now hold up, I know what you're thinking. Wouldn't that just be another form of fiat money, only digital? That's a valid point. The idea of a government-backed cryptocurrency reserve isn't exactly what the crypto community envisioned when Bitcoin was created. Bitcoin was supposed to be independent, a hedge against traditional banking systems, and a symbol of decentralization. But here's where things get interesting. The creation of a US cryptocurrency reserve could also legitimize the entire crypto space. Think about it. If the US government gets involved, it would signal to the world that cryptocurrency isn't just a passing trend, it's here to stay. Governments and institutional investors would feel much more confident in adopting cryptocurrencies, knowing that a major global player like the US is backing the concept. Another crucial point here is the possibility of regulation. Right now, the crypto market is still relatively Wild West. There's no clear framework, and that uncertainty is a big reason why some investors are hesitant to jump in. But if the US creates a digital currency reserve, it would likely set some regulations in place. This could lead to clearer rules, which might encourage more mainstream adoption. More regulation, you might be thinking? Isn't that the last thing the crypto world needs? Well, it's true that the crypto community has often been wary of regulation, but here's the thing. Proper regulation could open the door for institutional money to flood into the space. Imagine what could happen if pension funds, banks, or massive financial institutions started buying up Bitcoin and altcoins because the market had more clarity. That's a huge opportunity. On the flip side, though, we have to ask, would the US cryptocurrency reserve replace Bitcoin and altcoins in the long run? There's definitely a risk that the US government-backed digital currency could compete with Bitcoin in a big way. If the US is offering a more stable, regulated digital asset, why would people take the risk on Bitcoin, which is notoriously volatile? And that's where altcoins come into play. With thousands of different altcoins available today, each with its own unique features, we could see some of them position themselves to thrive. Even if a US crypto reserve becomes a reality, it's possible that certain altcoins, like Ethereum or others with real-world utility, will be able to carve out their own space and thrive in a world where governments hold a larger presence in the crypto market. Now, it's important to understand that while this idea is still in the early stages, it's something we can't ignore. A US cryptocurrency reserve would have massive implications on everything from market volatility to institutional investment, and could even affect how people use cryptocurrency on a daily basis. So let's look at this logically. If the US takes this step, we might see Bitcoin's role change. It could become a store of value, like digital gold, while the US cryptocurrency reserve could become a more widely used digital currency for transactions. It could also accelerate the development of the altcoin ecosystem as certain coins find their niches and leverage new opportunities. In conclusion, the creation of a US cryptocurrency reserve could alter the entire landscape of the cryptocurrency world. It could legitimize crypto, invite massive institutional investment, and create more stability in the space. At the same time, it could force Bitcoin and altcoins to evolve and adapt to a new, regulated environment. So whether you're a die-hard Bitcoin supporter or an altcoin enthusiast, it's clear that this development could change the game. If you're as excited as I am about what's coming in the crypto world, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who's looking to understand how the US cryptocurrency reserve might impact Bitcoin and altcoins. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this evolving story. Remember, the future of crypto is just beginning, and who knows what will happen next. Keep your eyes open. It's going to be a wild ride.